What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. Amazon Kindle Create Space. Played by the game. Um, when you are an adult, when you make any kind of, you're not a child. So when you make a decision, you have to live with the consequences. The positives that you have to deal with the risk. You have to deal with the reward. You have to deal with the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. You're gonna have to accept the losses you take just as well as the gains that you receive. And a lot of people get played by the game because whatever game you choose, there are rules. And once you choose that game, you know the rules to that game. So you know if you playing a game right or you playing a game dirty. You know there's no guarantees that you're gonna come out on top. You know that the game is not gonna change for you. The game is what it is. And there's no crying if you chose the game. Now some of y'all like, what? Okay. For some of you guys that out here that are players, you chose to play a game, right? So if you chose the game and you never got out, you're gonna reach that age where you old man in the game who's quote unquote a ladies man and ain't got no ladies because you've overstayed your welcome in the game and you've gotten uh, put out the pasture. That's the same thing we talk about with women hitting the wall, right? They kept playing. They played the game. I'm attractive and I'm fine and I can find somebody, and then you gonna overstay your welcome and get pushed out because your time came and went, but you still wanted to play the game. And since you thought you were still, since you think you're still special and you're an anomaly, you wind up getting played by the game. Same thing, just like gamblers. I'm, I'm hot. I'm hot. Oh, okay, take your chips and your money, and cash them in and go. No, no, I'm gonna turn this, I'm gonna flip this again because I'm hot. You're a gambler. It's called gambling. That's a gamble. What you got, what you won, that's a sure thing. You got it in hand. Let it go. But no, you lose a little bit, then you lose a little bit more, then you lose a little bit more because the odds aren't in your favor. You chose the game. You should know the odds aren't in your favor when you chose the game. But so now you went from winning to your winnings getting chipped down to almost losing your winnings to breaking even to I'm gonna win it back. I'm gonna get it back. I was almost hot an hour ago to now your ass in debt. And now you want some help. Let me borrow a few things because I'm gonna win it right back. The house always wins, right? That's the game. So did the house play you or did you play yourself? Because you knew the game. You know, some of you people out here who are in the criminal world, you don't have a lawyer. You're out. You want to be seen and you want to be so conspicuous. Um, that's not a good idea, B. No, it's not a good idea. You know, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna get away with this and I'm gonna get away with that. You're gonna build up the habit of thinking that you can do dirt on a regular basis and get away with everything. You don't realize that if you keep up this pattern in your mind, it leads to either being dead or in jail. That's why they say you're gonna end up either dead or in prison. Oh, it's not gonna happen to me, because I'm too slick, too sharp, too smart. Ain't nobody gonna kill me. You might kill yourself because that's the game. The game weighs heavy on you. The things you have to do, the things you're trying to live with, that you've done for pretty much money. Like, you hold yourself out for some fast cash. The effects that had on other people that weigh heavy on you. That's why people start drinking, people start smoking, people start doing drugs, people start hanging out at night and entertaining themselves because they don't want to sit alone with themselves and their actions, because they don't like themselves, because they signed up for a game and they got played by the game because they didn't know that you know they call boxing the hurt business, right? Because you're gonna get hurt. you know it's cool when you're young, you're in shape, you feel invincible, and there's no need for defense. I can take these shots. I got a chin. But see, even when I do like this, I got real heavy hands. I might not believe me, but I do. I can feel my jaw, and I can feel my fucking brain shake when I do that. Yeah. So when other people are doing it, some people hit harder than others. But you knew the game when you got into it. When you was a little kid and they had you wear the headgear, because they didn't want you to feel that crack. They didn't want you to feel your brain doing this. When you have them liver shots, and you're like, you want to just you want to go down, but your pride says no, 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 no. I'm a fighter. I'm a dog out here. I got the heart of a champion. But after a while, it catches up with you. Your defense ain't as sharp as you still ain't sharp. Then your speech gets slurred. Your vision might get blurry. You might forget things. Same thing with football players, right? Same thing with basketball players. When they can't walk because their knees is and they from all the jumping and running and the pounding, they just not what they used to be. And you saw some of your most historic and favorite athletes, and they walking funny and they don't remember things, but you remember all the glory days. But they knew what they signed up for because that's part of the game. And then they got mad at some people who was like, the game ain't gonna play me. Look, I'm gonna go out on top. And when other people feels on top, oh, that's a championship, or that's a belt, or that's prestige. Other people say no, on top means I'm paid and I got my mind and body intact. That's on top. But people who didn't got played by the game, you know. And people who are, how can I say this? Confrontational people, like people like, just people who like confrontations, lawyers, scam artists, people who abuse power in positions of power, or power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. They get played by the power game because what winds up happening is power is a construct. It's a state of mind. It's not really a thing. It's not a tangible thing. And people in power know this, that a lot of people who gain power, they attained it either with their merit or with underhanded cunning. People who attain it with their merit, they're cool because they work their way to the top. People have to respect it. People who attained it with their cunning, which is not really smarts, is hustling people and side deals. They attain the power, but the problem is both sides know there's going to be someone who comes along that doesn't care about their position, their quote unquote power, because power is something that can be taken. So some people feel like they can't be taken. Their spot can't be taken. They can't be taken down. Nobody can touch them. They're untouchable. And that's why they get played by the game, because there's always somebody that's going to touch you. You know, whether it be the person next to you, some person that they've talked about coming, you know, or just some person out the blue that just doesn't operate on your same thought pattern. And they might just be a little bit more, might be better than you are across the board, or they might be more quote unquote cunning, or they might just be a bulldozer. But if you stayed in the game, you know this is coming, because you can't get mad at what happens to you in the game because you chose the game. You can't get mad at the person who defeated you when you should in the game, because that's part of the game. What you need to get mad at is yourself, because you were played by the game because you chose it, and you chose everything that came with it, positive or negative. So I'm out.